Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves another 1v1 on Angoville, as I promised. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. HOI-VIPUKS, or VIPUKS, playing as the US forces in the blue once again. And his opponent in the red is going to be Miss Succubus, IA, playing as the OKW in the red. So last time, okay, VIPUKS saying, "Oh no, my keyword." I think he has a little bit of issues, maybe. Anyways, as we saw last game, we saw US against Wehrmacht. Now we're going to see US against OKW. Let's see how differently the game plays. OKW obviously has its trucks. The trucks are currently pushing. The trucks did get nerfed in the patch. They got their speed reduced and their armor reduced, so they are far more vulnerable. But it was intended to basically remove or help against truck pushing. So we'll see if that is no longer a factor or if it, if it's still the case. So yeah, looking at the notes, it got its speed reduced, its armor reduced, its yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, they also changed what the rec values were. So like if you also can like exploit it to send it out, get it killed, and having it provide a big chunk of heavy cover for you, because the armor for that cover has been reduced and it can be destroyed just by simple small arms fire. So they kind of addressed that a little bit. Anyways, right hand side, we see Succubus laying down some sandbags as he was capturing the fuel point. Rifle squad push forward. They force the Volksgrenadiers to retreat, and now they are trying to recapture the point themselves. And they focus fire on the sandbag to destroy it and deny that cover to be ever built for their opponent. And then they go along their way to capture some territory. So nice reaction there by VIPUKS. Not sure if VIPUKS is, an old veteran there of VCO, but it looks like he was not in favor of barbed wiring this approach. Left-hand side, however, Storm Pioneers do execute a rear echelon squad, so a big mistake there for VIPUKS early in the game. Guess he was a little bit distracted on what he was doing. He did say he had some keyboard issues previously, but of course, if he says anything about that, well, that would just be looking for an excuse, right? So anyways, he ends up with a big mistake, losing a rear echelon squad over on the left-hand side to the Storm Pioneers. Rifle squads are moved in that direction to try and help out as an ambulance gets brought onto the field for VIPUKS. So quite different play styles from the previous game, as we saw Siberian not ever building an ambulance in that game. So yeah. Orders. So rifles push forward, duke it out a little bit with the Volksgrens. The Volksgrens pop themselves into that barn-looking kind of thing, and now they have the support of a Kubel wagon as Succubus pushes forward with her troops. The Kubel wagon will cover and suppress all these rifles. The rifles backpedal as they try to get themselves out of the range, but one of the squads does get caught on the fire, ends up having to hit the ground as it gets suppressed, and the second squad ends up retreating for VIPUKS as he does not want to risk taking any additional manpower loss that is unnecessary. Succubus pushing forward once again on the right-hand side towards the fuel, going to be once again laying down that sandbag. Sandbag's being placed at the edge of the point so that it benefits her more than her opponent, because, well, to use the heavy cover, you have to be on the other side of it, so at least if you want to be capping at the same time, right? A lot of sandbags getting laid down. Ambulance now on the field for VIPUKS. It's, well, actually, yeah, I was going to say it does not look like he's going to be pushing with it, but au contraire, he's pushing forward with it. Remember that for the ambulance to work or to reinforce, it has to be inside of friendly territory. Rifle squad's pushing forward. One of them going to get themselves inside that big house. Manages to push away the Volksgrenadier squad rather quickly, but not before it finally captured the point. Left-hand side, Rifle squad does get pushed back as it does end up... Wow, what is up with my words today? As it does end up fighting against both the Storm Pioneer squad and a Volksgrenadier squad at the same time, so it is a losing fight. But with a fourth rifle squad on the field, now VIPUKS should be able to push a little bit more aggressively. For Succubus, we do see 4 Volksgrenadiers as well, with the Storm Pioneer that it starts with. Obviously, VIPUKS lost his rear echelon, so he is at a deficit right now. Volkswagen's holding the line, as they are now in a decent chunk of heavy cover with their sandbags. Rifles just moving around. The ambulance could push forward, but it does not. So yeah, it looks like VIPUKS is just simply going to be leaving the ambulance back at base so that it heals up and reinforces, or, well, heals up really, because the reinforcing is done by the base sector buildings. Rifles pushing forward as they try to get themselves right on top of that Volkswagen Deer squad that was building the point as it was capturing, building the sandbag as it was capturing the fuel point. Manages to win the engagement, and the rifles are going to push to the left-hand side to try to push away the Storm Pioneers. Second Rifle Squad is on that side of the map, going to be helping out with the capture as the Rifle Squad pushes forward, gets itself past the arc of fire of the Kubel wagon, and breaks line of sight behind that shack. The Kubel wagon is just moving around, as Volkswagens are getting engaged over on the right-hand side at range by the rifles. The rifles are in a losing engagement there because of the heavy cover, and the rifles pop into the barn and then pop out. Rifle squad on the left did end up losing against the Storm Pioneers. I guess they closed the distance a little bit too much. Storm Pioneers, you have to engage them essentially at maximum range, otherwise you will lose because of their Sturmgewehr rifles. Rifle squad 5-man strong, going to be getting some pot shots going on the retreating Storm Pioneers. Storm Pioneers will make it out there just fine. They may lose one man. No, they don't even lose one man. Now they're focusing fire on the sandbag, and down goes the sandbag as everything backs up. Mechanized Regiment headquarters getting built for Succubus, so we'll probably be seeing a flag half-track. Captain now on the field for VIPUKS. That'll help him against any vehicles coming out from the Mechanized Regiment headquarters. But we are also going to be having access to the AT guns, right? Which one is it? It's this one? No, this one. No, this one. This one. Damn it. No, not it. Yeah, we're going to have access to the AT gun, so it's a very safe Doctrine, a little bit more passive. Puma is now on the field for Mrs. Succubus. She pushes all the way into the base. Not entirely sure why. I guess maybe she was trying to snipe the ambulance. Ambulance does manage to evade the Puma, and the Puma is now going to go to the left-hand side to harass the rifles. Captain in the center getting brought into the engagement as the Kubel wagon goes down. I'll try to catch that rifle grenade as it hits it. And the rifles make it out of there as the Volks are chased away by the captain. Volks Grenadiers trying to hold the line, won't be able to do so too much as we do have an ambulance nearby. The ambulance could actually be moved into this area and help out in the reinforcing. The captain is nearby and could actually do that, and it looks like VIPUKS decides, you know what, that is what I'm going to do exactly. I'm going to leave the ambulance in a little bit of a defensive location, going to heal up my troops as they are apparently doing the Macarena together, and then he's going to reinforce the captain at the same time. Remember that the captain does have 2 bazookas, so once the squad is down to 2 men, it essentially has no anti-infantry capabilities. Another captain does get requisitioned, comes out with a Thompson submachine gun fighting, and there you go. Puma trying to chase down some infantry. It's a Puma, however, so it sucks against infantry, regardless of what you say. Yes, it just killed an infantry member right there, but it only has 1 kill so far. Puma puts itself right in front of the base sector MGs, getting shot at in all directions, and takes a little bit of damage, but you know, it's fine. It's an armored car. It's not gonna very easily die. At least not to that. Captain and rifles pushing forward. We do have infantry selection for Mr. VIPUKS, and that is the infantry company. Because of that, he was able to requisition some LMGs for his riflemen. Did he get 2? Yeah, he actually got 2 LMGs, so that provides rifle squads with a lot of anti-infantry firepower. However, it is rather expensive. It costs you 60 munitions, but the cool thing about it is that it does not require any research. For example, you have the bars and the bazookas that you can acquire, but they require researching. You can get the bazookas for 150 manpower and 15 fuel, and the bars for 150 manpower. So both of them for the same, but you know, you have to research them, whilst with the infantry company, you just get access to that when you get free command points. So, you know, it's a nice way to get upgrades for your infantry that give them into the late game and save yourself on that precious fuel, right? So the Puma harassing infantry over on the left-hand side, not really accomplishing too much because it's a Puma, and again, I will say that it kind of sucks against that. Using the the defensive stance for when you get the LMGs equipped. Your infantries get the ability for defensive stance. It is essentially the same as Hit the Dirt. It provides a defensive buff, which is equivalent to light cover, and it makes your squad immobile. However, you can toggle it on and off, so you can continue to move and such. So, you know, I believe it is essentially, in all manners, superior to Hit the Dirt. Like, it's similar in the buffs that it gives, but it has less restrictions, I think. So yeah, I mean, just Hit the Dirt and everybody starts attacking. Ambulance pushing forward, so nice little ambulance play here from VIPUKS, managing to pull back and get some more reinforcements going, get some healing going as well. The rifles with their LMGs trying to stop the approaching infantry. They do hit the dirt. Cool thing is you can do it. I am going to call it hit the dirt because it's essentially the same thing. They get, you know, the defensive buff even if they're out in the open, so it's light cover regardless. Rifle squad on the left-hand side is getting caught by the Puma. Can this guy make it out of there? The Puma is, once again, horrible against infantry. No, it's not horrible, but it's not designed against infantry. But it can kill infantry, so it's a very risky thing here for this one-man rifle squad. Can he make it out of there? Well, he's back at base, so the best scenario here for VIPUKS, if he loses the one-man, is that he, at the very least, gets the bazooka back. Oh, no, he loses the bazooka as the coaxial machine gun gets its sights on it. And down goes the rifle squad. So that Puma has gotten 7 kills to its name so far. So yeah, I mean, nice Puma there.
We're losing a capture point.
So that is unfortunate there for VIPUKS. He has lost 2 squads so far, including the rear echelon early on. So that's not very nice. And we see Succubus very fond of laying down sandbags all over the place. And that is not a bad idea, especially in the locations that she is setting them on. Because, yeah, I mean, she's putting them right at the edge of the points where the cover would benefit her more than her enemy. So, yeah. Left-hand side, we see the captain and the rifle squad engaging a lot of infantry. We have Storm Pios, Volks, and even a Puma providing some fire support from afar. And over on the right-hand side, the LMG-equipped rifles are engaging against Volks, which end up losing the engagement due to those LMGs. And the rifles are going to push forward the cap. Captain pushing forward. The bazookas are a threat there to the Puma. The Puma backs off. Oh, a nasty grenade goes off on the captain. Captain's down to 1 man. Needs to retreat. Can that 1 man make it out of there alive? The Puma is on the hunt. Takes a shot but misses. The rifle squad pushes forward. It does have access to anti-tank rifle grenades, so the Puma cannot give chase, and the captain will remain alive. Major now on the field for the VIPUKS. The Major is currently out and about. We'll see what he ends up doing. Considering that he has the ambulance already out on the field, I'm assuming he's probably going to be setting it up somewhere around on the right-hand side to provide a forward retreat point, right? Rifles moving all the way up to the north. Puma moving over to the right, catches the ambulance out of position. It does have to run through a rifle squad that will AT grenade it. And there goes the shot. Manages to snipe the ambulance and gets itself shot on the rear. Losing its, well, taking some damage to the engine, but it's still alive. And there is nothing nearby to catch it. The captain is moving in that direction as fast as it can. But even with a damaged engine, it's going to be faster than the captain in getting out of there. Rifle squad retreating as a lot of infantry are moving in that direction. So VIPUKS being a little bit conservative there. And sorry, wow. And the rifle squad just hitting the dirt over here on the left-hand side. Gonna be getting some good shots off on the infantry, but it's gonna be fine. Storm Pio is gonna get repairs going on the Puma. Oh, nasty shots there go off on the Puma, getting some rear armor shots, and the Storm Pioneers are forced to retreat. The Puma, however, does recover its engine in the process. They manage to repair it fully before the end, or before the shots hit, and it manages to just swiftly drive away from there and, well, stay alive. Left-hand side, HOI Panzer headquarters has been, well, is being built, but it's about to be finished anyways, for Miss Succubus. The HOI Panzer headquarters did get addressed as well. And it says, wait, is it? No, never mind. I was thinking of the flag gun, but no, that they're talking about the the base sector flak guns. These guys over here. So yeah, never mind. The Shadow Panzer headquarters is still as it was before. So it is going to be covering the left-hand side fuel and a little bit of support there on the victory point. So if VIPUKS wants to harass, he has to harass this point. Left-hand side, Puma, harassing infantry as well. We do have an AT gun on the field for Mr. VIPUKS. Where is the AT gun? It is barely on the field right now, moving over to the left. Rifles are around. Only one of them has... Actually, no, the second one has an LMG as well.
Is overrunning one of our capture points.
As they do cost a lot of munitions, so not everybody can get them very easily. Nice little behind the lines cap here for Miss Succubus. She's going to go behind and decap this point, cutting off the fuel and munitions for VIPUKS over on the right-hand side. It is the same or the equivalent of this point, but it is a little bit more difficult to get to because of the houses and such. So, generally speaking, it is a more risky maneuver to get all up in there. Grenades going off into the house as Succubus has selected her doctrine, and that is the Special Operations Doctrine. The rifles were outside of the house already, so they decide to just wait until the grenades go off and then pop in, forcing the retreat of the squad and everybody with it. Puma on the field. Rifle squad pushing forward towards the Puma. The Shadow Panzer headquarters is there to support. The Puma is already inside of the range. Rifle squads continue to push forward, but we now have Obersoldaten on the field with the what's it called? The STG-44 rifles? Yeah. Obersoldaten did take quite a beating in the patch. They got nerfed significantly. They got their LMG removed by default, so they have to upgrade the LMG for 60 munitions if they wanted to. Obviously, the Doctrine also gives you the ability for the STG-44s, which Succubus already purchased. But yeah, those are 90 munitions, and it provides her too. So yeah, I mean, they are no longer going to be the super anti-infantry killing machines. So yeah, I mean, I wonder how strong Obersoldaten are just by default, like without any upgrades. Because I mean, obviously the strength of the Obersoldaten came from their LMGs in the past. So by default, they just come out with rifles. So I mean, how big of a difference is it of an Obersoldaten, you know, vanilla Obersoldaten now in a vanilla Volksgren squad, right? If anybody has those numbers, let me know. Oh, LMG got dropped onto the field here by Mr. VIPUKS. The Storm Pioneers could pick it up. The Obersoldaten cannot, hence they already got upgraded. We see the LMG getting upgraded on the other Obersoldaten squad for Miss Succubus. But they are guarding the upgrade quite fervently. Sherman on the field for VIPUKS, pushing over on the left-hand side. Volksgrenadier squad taking quite a beating there, forced to back off. Shots flying from the Puma, not managing to do too much as the ground is apparently absorbing most of the hits. Rifle squad with one of the LMGs pushes forward. The Obersoldaten with their own LMGs end up picking up another LMG. Down to one man, entire rifle squad gets quickly eliminated as this Obersoldaten squad has Yeah, this is the American one. So the upgrade only gives you one? Yeah, I think only one gets upgraded then. Okay. Well, anyways. The engagement's all over the place. Puma getting caught out of position. Gets eliminated there by the captain, or captain squad, because the captain is no longer there, but yeah, you know. And there he goes. Sherman also taking quite a beating there, backing off. The Obersoldaten push forward. Able to do quite a bit of damage, but they're also not impervious to damage themselves. Right-hand side, rifle squad engaging against the Volksgren, it looks like, and they are forced off. As the Obersoldaten in the center retreat as well. So nasty fighting all over the place, but yeah. Crew popping out of the tank. They're going to repair that tank as quickly as they can. Ambulance getting once again built for Mr. VIPUKS. The Major does have Veterancy 1 so far.
A capture point is under attack. Grab your shit and follow me.
At Veterancy 3, it's when it gets its lockdown ability and the ability to run very quickly and capture points. Volks Grenadiers and Storm Piles all clumped up together. As Succubus maybe a little bit too fond of the blobbing in the previous patch. Blobbing did get a little bit discouraged there as the Volks Grenadiers they got their accuracy at level 5 removed, and they got a cooldown buff instead. But well, I mean, none of these Volks are veteran C5 right now, so I mean, if it was effective before, it's still gonna be effective. It's just, you know, it's not as good on veteran C5, I guess, maybe. Anyways, so right hand side, the Obersoldaten fighting against rifles. Rifles do have some LMGs to help them out, but even with the LMGs, they're gonna have a little bit of an issue there against Obersoldaten, especially the ones with the LMGs. The LMG ones do get focused down a little bit and are forced to retreat. However, the other Obersoldaten squad does have heavy cover, so they're gonna be able to stay there for quite a while and just absorb some damage. Rocket and warfare on the field for Succubus, with more Volks just moving along the edges. And on the far right hand side, we see a rifle squad going for the cap and winning an engagement. Panther on the field for Succubus. Panther should help out quite a bit, and also has the ability to crush these hedges, so it will be able, or you know, it has the potential to open up the map quite a bit. Pushes forward, getting a shot off on infantry. The ambulance moving back as it does not want to get itself shot by the Puma. We do have the major set up here for a retreat point, and it is, you know, an interesting decision, as we do have the Schwerpanzer headquarters nearby. The AT gun should essentially move up a little bit and be able to help out. Captain getting eliminated over on the left hand side as the bazooka gets dropped there. We'll see if we can catch that before it was already dead. Panther pushes up, trying to get some shots on the Sherman, manages to get some shots on the Sherman as the crew pops out to get repairs going as fast as possible. And that is the command tank, actually. This is the doctrinal tank. Panther 5 command tank. Says it improves the sight and movement of vehicles in a sector. However, oh yeah, I was like, what is that orange thing? That's the major now getting veteran C3, essentially locking down this territory. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, it buffs nearby vehicles. It says improves sight and movement for vehicles, but well, there's no additional vehicles right now in the field for Succubus, so that buff is essentially, well, not useless, but not being utilized. Sherman pushing forward, Panther going very aggressive against it. The rifles are nearby. They can actually throw a rifle grenade at the Panther to try and snare it. The Sherman taking a nasty shot to the face, down to a sliver of health, but it manages to stay alive. AT gun taking some retaliatory shots at the Panther. The Panther takes some damage and backs off. Right hand side, rifle squad getting assaulted by Obersoldaten, down to one man. Barely makes it out of there. It does end up dropping one of its light machine guns, so Succubus has an opportunity to steal. Does have a Volks Grenadier squad that is moving in that direction, so it will potentially be going straight for the LMG as the rifles retreat, and well, it's going to take them quite a while before they are even capable of recovering that. Jackson tank destroyer getting built for Mr. VIPUKS as he tries to combat that Panther. I should clarify, I guess clarification would have been in the previous game, but in the previous game I was saying that the Wolverine had its accuracy and things changed, but that is not accurate. The Wolverine, the only thing that got changed on it was that it had a health increase. It got a buff in its health so that it could survive more shots. The Jackson is the one that got a little bit more rebalanced, but it wasn't accuracy. What they did is they reduced the damage that it does, but they increased the penetration. So, you know, it bounces less shots, but it does more, but it does less damage. So, you know, it's gonna get more penetration more often, but the damage is gonna be, you know, less. But it does obviously provide a little bit more of consistency. Because yeah, you can see right there, shot went through, penetration went through, and Sherman managing to score the killing blow, and down goes the Panther for Succubus. A nasty blow there. Rakuten Warfare does move up, gets a nasty shot there on the Sherman, but the Sherman does have veterancy 2 and is ready to back off. Gets out of there and should just pop its crew out and get some repairs going. At veterancy 2, okay, so yeah, it has radio net, and now at veterancy 2, it moves easier and has more accuracy, so that's nice. Succubus, though, have able to push forward rather well with her troops. We do have a pack howitzer on the field for the VIPUKS. The pack howitzer did get a suppression effect added to its AoE to try to combat blobs, so that's nice. Miss Succubus getting the harvesting going off on the tanks, recovering a little bit of fuel. Is it only fuel or munitions as well? I think it's just fuel, right? I think munitions is for the weapons and such, but yeah, wrecked vehicles and team weapons for 5 fuel, and abandoned vehicles for 12 fuel. So it's only fuel. So yeah, but that's always nice to recover a little bit there. Should be able to salvage a live vehicle, right? Just go up to it. Well, anyways, VIPUKS pushing forward on the right. Gonna be recapturing some territory as we have some Volks just holding the line. Major does back off a little bit and sets up the retreat point right here, which at the same time locks down this territory. So even if Succubus tries to go for the cap, she is not able to take the territory. Sandbags are getting laid down and built. One sandbag already set up. The other one is at about halfway. Rifles pushing forward. Pack howitzer getting some shots off at a distance there at those Volksgrens. Obersoldaten and Volksgrenadiers pushing forward. The rifles are kind of out in the open, so they're very vulnerable there to the Obersoldaten. The pack howitzer needs to stop its barrage and actually focus over here. Jack Panzer on the field from Succubus. Is she going to be going for the kill of something? Well, puts herself very far forward on the side of a Jackson. The Jackson getting a nice shot there on the side of the Jack Panzer. The Jack Panzer taking the damage, backing off, and going to keep itself alive. Sherman on the right-hand side, engaging against some Volksgrenadiers that stole an LMG. And on the left, the rifle squad is retreating as, well, there's a lot of things nearby, and this ambulance is healing up and reinforcing units as much as it can. Yak Panzer being utilized to engage over on the right-hand side. It looks like it did manage to get a shot off on the Sherman. No, the Sherman just backed off and stayed alive. Pops out and is going to be capturing the point. Yeah. Nothing nearby. It is a risky maneuver, but so far we can see that it's going to pay off there for Succubus. I mean for VIPUKS. And Succubus pretty much has everything back at her base. Yak Panzer is there. Everything is there. Getting repaired. Victory points 339 to 307. Pretty much dead even. So the points are a non-factor just yet. It's anybody's game when it comes to that. And VIPUKS going to be pushing over to the left-hand side. Does have an AT gun nearby, so if he can put the AT gun at range, can get some shots going off on the base building. Is apparently attacking ground, but just missing completely at range. Shots fly at the Jackson as it pushes forward to get line of sight and range on the Schwere Panzer headquarters. The Yak Panzer taking some shots at it, nailing it, but the AT gun is nearby. Obersoldaten pushing forward, trying to, well, break up the lines. AT gun taking the massive fire there. Jackson taking another shot to the face. As a nasty shot there by the pack howitzer nails the Obersoldaten squad and forces it to drop the MG-34. Yak Panzer, however, pushes up a little bit too aggressively, trying to get the kill on the Jackson. Gets shot back in return. The AT gun did not get decrewed, and the captain was on the flank. Actually, no, that was a rifle squad with a bazooka. And down goes the Jack Panzer for Succubus. Pushes forward with its infantry to try to clear out the... what is the Rakuten Warfare doing? It looks like he's trying to go for the hunt of one of the vehicles. The Jackson is a little bit between the rock and a hard place, but I think it's going to be fine. The Rakuten Warfare unable to get any shots off. Engine damage does go down on the Jackson, but the Rakuten Warfare is forced to retreat. The Volksgrenadiers can end up killing the vehicle. The crew has popped out. Down goes the Jackson, but a crew or vehicle crew is still on the field as the Rocket Warfare gets dropped out. Or, eliminated. And the Volksgrenadier squad is also getting chased down by the Sherman. Sherman pushing forward on top of Volksgrenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers forced to retreat. Succubus throws in the towel, and that is game. Very nice. Very nice play by both. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.